Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to do part 3 of my Christmas haul. I am a little bit tired of having everything sitting on my floor for so long, so I need to just film these videos more quickly so I can put everything on my shelves and just start to organize my room a little bit more. It's starting to stress me out. I don't know if I've talked about this, but my entire Christmas this year was themed Harry Potter. Like, my whole house was decorated like Harry Potter. It was really cool. I don't know if I did talk about it, but my dining room was set up like the Great Hall. There was candles hanging from the ceiling. Well, they were floating from the ceiling, and that they turned on one at a time, and then they kind of flashed and stuff, and there was tons of decorations all over the place. It was amazing. So freaking cool. But I ended up claiming a couple of the things from the different decorations, and one of them was this Umbridge thing. You know how in the movie it's like, I will have order, or whatever it is. I think I might have already broken it though. It used to move forward, but it doesn't even turn on anymore. It might need a new battery, but just makes me laugh because Umbridge is so terrible. So yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I wanted it. So next thing, my sister gave everyone in our family pictures from her wedding that she had earlier in the year. So my picture ended up being of me and Torin and her. So I just wanted to show that and document that I got this picture for Christmas, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. So yes. I also got a puzzle for Christmas, and I got the Marauders map puzzle. It is 300 pieces, so that's not actually that much. I'm very good at putting puzzles together. I actually might do this today because it's rainy outside, so it's not like I can like go on any adventures with Nook. So yeah, I think I might do this and watch the 5th Harry Potter movie because I want to. So the first book in this part of the book haul is going to be Tolkien, an Illustrated Atlas by David Day. Torn and I both got these. These were next to our stockings, and they're just illustrated. It has a little history of everything in Middle Earth. I don't know how depth it goes into because I've never even heard of this book. So this will go with all of my Lord of the Rings stuff. I will eventually be reading this. I think I might just read it slowly. I think it might be a little bit dense. The next book that was in my stocking area was this Harry Potter coloring book. I have not colored in a very, very long time, and I think that it might just be something really relaxing to do and just put on some music and just doodle and stuff. I have never been very good at staying in lines while coloring. I'm just not that type of person. So we shall see how this ends up going. But I might just color them and then put pictures of them on Instagram. Also, I got an Instagram. I don't know if I ever said this on my channel, but it is Connor Bookin' It. It's the same thing as my Twitter handle. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, Connor Bookin' It. There'll be a link down in the description. The next book, I had never heard of this book before until I saw it on Samantha's channel from Novels and Nonsense, and then the artwork was just gorgeous. So I got In Search of Lost Dragons by these people, and it's just, I think it's a story with a bunch of illustrations. I think he's trying to find dragons or something like that, or he's doing some type of research on dragons, but it's written so that it has like notes and then his pictures and stuff like that, and the pictures are just so pretty. I'm so excited to get to this one. I just love the artwork and I love dragons, so it just seems so incredible. Like, I'm gonna love it. My grandmother then gave me this box set, and that is The Guardians by William Joyce. This is the first 3 books. I love the Rise of the Guardians movie. I just love that movie so much. It's probably one of my favorite Disney movies. I wish I owned it. I probably should have asked for that. But these are about all of the legends, like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, those type of stories. And these are their stories before they became those iconic figures. So Nicholas St. North is a Russian guy, and I don't really know what else happens, and I know the Easter Bunny is Australian. I just want to read them so bad. I think I'm going to marathon them all because they're pretty short. So the next thing I got was from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter as well. This is just, I think I show 1 or 2 items from that one specific store in each video, and this one is a set of these binoculars. I don't know if I'll ever use them, but they're like really cool and they work really well, which is surprising. So I don't know where these will go. Probably not on my bookshelves because I think they're too tall, but I will definitely be finding a place for these in my room. The next book that I got was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin O'Leary Sans? I think it's Sans. This has just got so many awards on it that I was really interested on reading it, and I ended up getting this book for Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, so maybe we'll end up buddy reading it at some point. I just think that everyone really loves the relationship between the two main characters and their parents. Like, they're really healthy, good relationships, and most characters in the books that I read always end up being orphans. So it'll be interesting to see how these characters are with real life caring parents. And I think this has LGBT stuff in it. I don't really know, but I will be getting to it very soon. I don't really know when I'm actually getting to all these books. I just say soon to make myself feel better. The next book I got was from Santa. Sometimes I remember where the books came from, sometimes I don't. So sorry, family, if I can't remember the specific books that you gave me, because there are so many, but thank you. The next book I got was The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, adapted by Robert Venditti, I don't know, art by Attila Futaki, color by Jose Villar. Are you guys kidding me? Why do you guys have such weird names? Anyway, this is The Lightning Thief turned into a graphic novel, and I just have been really getting into graphic novels over the past year or so, and I love Percy Jackson, so I wanted to get this one and see how it was. Love Percy Jackson. So the next book that I got was Half the World by Joe Abercrombie. This is the second book in the Shattered World, Shattered something like that. Why don't you guys put that on the book? It's the Shattered Somethings trilogy, and I was not a huge fan of the first one. The first one is about a boy who becomes the new king because his father and his older brother die, but he's considered less than a man because his hand is disfigured and he doesn't have all of his fingers or something like that. And so he's trying to overcome those prejudices that people have against him because he's not considered a whole man, and then he goes on a crazy adventure because there's tons of plots. I think this book starts following a different character more than the first one, so I think that I'm going to like this one better just because I didn't really care for the main character. Also, I thought the book was very predictable. I'm making this book series sound terrible, but I liked it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, so I will be getting to this one soon. I just kind of really want to like Joe Abercrombie. I haven't read any other books by him, so I just really want to like him because I feel like he's part of that fantasy trifecta. It's Sanderson, Joe Abercrombie, and Patrick Rothfuss. I feel like those are like the main three that are going on right now. Sanderson is world building, Rothfuss is writing, and Joe Abercrombie is characters. Am I getting that right? I don't know. The next thing that I got was this Funko Pop of Hermione Granger. I will be just adding her to the shelf. I'm happy to have Hermione Granger. Jean Granger. The next thing that I got was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I actually do play a fair amount of video games. I just don't talk about it on my channel. I think I go through phases of playing video games and then reading books and then playing video games. So I am super excited to get to this one. I never ended up beating the last one because I didn't start playing it until like a week before Christmas. I've played every single one of the games. I think I've beat them all except for the one that came out last year or the year before that. I don't know when the last one came out. Anyway, much excite. Love video games. So the next book that I got was Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. This is an older epic fantasy series that was turned into a TV show, I think. I really liked the TV show, which was really weird because it actually wasn't that good. My brother and I really like watching bad TV shows, and I think that was kind of considered one. But I think this is about a guy who goes across a barrier or something, and then he's the Seeker. I actually have no idea because I think the TV show changed a lot of stuff, so I don't know how similar the book is going to be or not, but I will be finding out at some point in 2016, hopefully. I'm gonna have to cut off this haul after the next two things, and then there'll be another part. There'll be part 4 for sure. And the second to last thing that I'm going to show is going to be this Funko Pop of the Hulk. I was in Key West with my family, and there was a Spider-Man guy running around, and he actually kept calling me the Hulk because I was wearing a green shirt. I wear a lot of green shirts. And so he just kept calling me the Hulk, and so my parents ended up getting me the Hulk Funko Pop, and he will be going next to all of my comic books, which are on a different shelf in my room. And the last book that I'm going to be showing in this part of the Christmas haul is Percy Jackson's Greek Heroes. I have Percy Jackson's Greek Gods. I have not read it yet because I wanted to read it with my brother and he just was not feeling it, so I'm gonna have to end up reading it by myself. But I am super excited to have this one as well. Percy Jackson, Rick Riordan, enough said. And this one also has illustrations in it. So, awesome. So that's everything in part 3 of my Christmas haul. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and just leave a comment. Anything that you want to leave in the comments, go ahead and do that and I'll respond. But other than that, I'm gonna go. Bye!